Okay, welcome back to Grounding Gods. It's so wonderful to have you here. Let's see what Spirit wants us to be mindful of at this time. What kind of guidance do they want to give us? Okay, so the first deck they asked me to pull for this reading is the Animal Love Oracle cards. Is it okay? Okay. Um, let's see what. That's another one. Okay. Let me just pay attention here. They seem. That's another one. Okay. Let me see how many they want. Oh, five. Okay, so two more. Okay. I just like to make sure, because talking to you and trying to listen to them at the same time, I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, put that to the side. And then the second deck they asked us to use today was the Spirit Animal Oracle. So two animal spirit decks in a row here. And this one is by Colette Baron Reed. Okay, that one. And one more, and I'll ask them. Is it one? It's this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's also five, so that was two. So three more. Okay. Nope. And this one. This one. Okay, it's four. And and number five. Okay, that must be an important one. Squirrel spirit. So funny. They use squirrel spirit from another deck. Oh, there's actually two here, so let me make sure it's the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me see which one they want. Do they want this one? No, they want this one. Okay, spider spirit. All right, interesting. I'm still going to leave that squirrel out. All right, and then the next deck. Let's see. Do they want this? Okay, they want that one. Okay. The next deck they had asked me to pull was the Ethereal Visions. It's a tarot deck. This one. All right. And this one. Okay. Let me shuffle one more time and then I will ask them. That's the three. Okay, so we already pulled those three, so we can move on to the next deck. All right, and the next deck is a Law of Attraction deck. It's an oracle about wealth and prosperity, but wealth and prosperity can mean a lot of things. So let's see. They haven't used this deck in a while. Let's see what they want to say. Nope. This one, okay. Let's see what they want. Also five, okay. All right, five it is. All right. That's two. May I have the third card? I have the fourth card. And the fifth card, please. Oh, it's in here. Wait a minute. Okay, it's that one. Okay, put this to the side over here. And the last one is the crystals, which I'm just amazed. They have been using it so much recently, and they really have not used it. Historically, they haven't used it that much, but they're very much into the crystal messages right now, and it has been really interesting reading them. So, this one. Okay. This one. Okay. Let's see what they want. Just three. Okay. Okay, Okay, so that's 3. Okay, correct. All right. They are happy with that. So let's pick it up the way they asked it. Oop, oop. Don't be jumping around, spider. Jumping around. There's a spider. Okay, so we're going to lay it out, and then we'll try to figure out what they're trying to ask us, how they want us to lay it. All right. Excuse me. Monkey. Monkey mind cougar. Squirrel. Again, the squirrel. And this was the card that came out a couple of readings ago. Isn't that funny? So they did. That's funny that because they were talking about it, but they didn't need 2 cards, obviously. Elephant. Chipmunk. Oh, I saw a chipmunk running in my backyard the other day, and I thought it was my squirrel friend, but it was not. Okay, so beaver, mouse. Wow, I love all these animals. And pig. All right, and lion. Okay, we'll figure out this layout. Oh, and this was the one. This was the card that came flying out. Spider, make your dreams real. Yeah. I think everyone would love that. Okay, and then comes the Empress. Magnificent card. 4 of Pentacles. A very unusual 4 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Okay, and then these are, I'm going to lay them like this. They all have messages. So this is universe. Okay, and this was affluence. So I can read both sides. Then motivation. And I am patient. Patience. I'm getting the feeling they want them read this way. So I'm going to just do that. And then trust. And then this is the summary. Pink granite, black tourmaline. Oh my God, that's exactly the crystal. This is black tourmaline. Oh my Lord, I can't believe they pulled it. Oh. You guys are always too much. It just amazes me. Out of all the cards. Okay, so let's think about what they want here. So they pulled 5. Okay, so what they want is... This must be like this. Because they pulled 2 sets of 5. All right. And then this was the next. Because Spirit, I say this, I've said this before, but because Spirit does everything on this channel, I have to wait until I know what they've picked before I can actually do the layout. I know a lot of people just do their layouts, but that's because they're designing most of the reading. But I leave that for Spirit because I find when they design it, there's just more of the message. It's just always a stronger message and a very helpful message. Okay, and then what did they do? They did 3, and then 5, and then 3. Okay, so I need to get these in here. So universe, affluence, motivation, patience, and trust. How much space do I have? I have this. I'll pull that up there for some reason. It just feels right. And I could put these down the end, but I'd rather the layout look the way they wanted it. Okay, and again, this is pink granite, black tourmaline, and mookaite jasper. So I'm going to leave these here on the end like that. And I think that actually does work. Oh, look at the purple with the spider. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for now. And then we will figure that out because that's their conclusion. So they work with a preface. They give us a preface, then they give us the issue, and then they sum it up. Okay, so let us think about this. Let me see. All right. All right. Okay, this is really interesting card. I don't know if I've seen this card before, but we see obviously it looks like a mother monkey. Actually, it looks like the Madonna and Child here. This is when I first saw it, I thought this was a halo, but it's actually her tail wrapping around. But this is definitely very symbolic. You've got her whiskers, her hair is going out like rays of light and energy in all directions, and there's actually a double or a triple energy field around them. It says community innovation, balancing body, mind, and soul. I'm getting more, she's recently given birth, so I'm feeling there's something creative. It's also very odd how, because creative, it says innovation. There's a little bit of a pink here, but so we have pink and green, which is both the colors of the two heart chakras. But it's odd how stagnant, they're not really moving where monkeys move a lot. So it's more an internal or energetic movement than it is a physical movement. Okay. All right, good. So, and the cougar is the cats, or a big cat, very wary. So there's something energetic or spiritual going on. Maybe you've been doing light work, or maybe you have a new project that like a spiritual, something you want to create. But you're wary of it. You're very cautious. This says confident, responsible, and spiritual warrior. I don't see confidence here. But I do see that maybe you are a spiritual warrior, someone who has been going along the path. And you are also very responsible. And so maybe there's a dichotomy here. Oh, now I see. These crystals, the dark and the light, the spirit uses this a lot when they lay out crystals. And it's interesting that we see the energy here, and look at how both of these crystals. This crystal I like raw crystals, because raw crystals, crystals that haven't been reshaped or by human hands, because they have stronger energy. Anyway, this crystal has a lot of rainbows, natural occurring rainbows inside of it. And it kind of reminds me of this energy here. And this black tourmaline is a very protective crystal. And it looks like the stars in this unconscious aspect of self here behind this cougar. So we'll see how all of that fits in, because I'm sure Spirit always uses the crystals to add meaning. So we'll take it from there. And I'm seeing something else. This is a mother. This is a female cougar. This is saying divine feminine, and we see all this pink here. And I even see there's a heart shape in this leaf. And even though all ladybugs are not feminine, but these are ladybugs. So there's something about divine or feminine energy here. This is a definite. But this tends to be like a yin and yang. So let's see where they're going. So this was actually the third card, which kind of drops down in the layout, which is interesting. And this card, the squirrel, of course, is, always busy, saving for tomorrow. So, and this squirrel is also as interesting, is not moving, which is rare to see. And this color is harkening back. So I'm getting the feeling here that you've been spending a lot of time working, squirreling away money maybe, being very responsible, but something, something is kind of crossing your mind or is in the background, like here, in the background or in the back of your mind or in your conscious mind. Something is kind of getting your attention, or maybe you are conscious of it and it's maybe a small thought of this at this time, but it's something that you're wanting to bring forth in the world, and which is bringing me to this card, because this elephant is moving towards us. And when I was in Africa, I remember we were out in the bush, and there was a family of elephants, such majestic creatures. Anyway, there was a young elephant, and he was trying to charge at us, and the older elephant was very wise and wasn't reacting to us at all. Anyway, the older one, the wisdom of these animals and the longevity of these animals takes me back to thinking that you're a person who is gifted intellectually, but also spiritually. You have many facets. And whatever's going on in your life right now, you're being called to step up and make that change. This came down, now this is coming up. To build something that will last a very long time. And it's funny, these colors keep the pink and the green, the pink and the green, the pink and the green, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is all heart chakra. So this is something, and behind, why would there be I don't know if those are stars. Why would there be stars behind the plants? Anyway, there's something iridescent behind these plants. But the chipmunk, I don't know if you've ever seen a chipmunk in the wild. They are just full of light and joy. And so are squirrels. But squirrels tend to be working so much of the time you feel sorry for them. But when they're not working, they're full of light. But these chipmunks, it's as if even though they're working, it's almost they're also foraging for food and things like this. But it's almost like they're always playing, trusting creative new discoveries. Yes, there's something about a new creative process going on here. And this creative process, maybe you're thinking about changing jobs. Maybe you're at a point in your life that you're financially secure enough that you can change jobs, or maybe you're almost there. Maybe that's why you're being wary. But this is where your heart is. There's something you want to bring forth for the long term, maybe for your retirement even, right? You want to bring forth into the world. So that brings us back. This brings us to Beaver. Now, Beaver lay a solid foundation. Yes. Okay. So, and this is right below the Spirit card. Oh, no, wait. I just noticed something. I want to show you this first. Is that correct? 6 and 4 and 0 is 10. And then 4, these are all from the same deck. Then 4, 7 is 11. Then 3, 7 is 10. And then 5, 6 is 11. So you have 11, 10, 11, 10. Which, if you've been seeing those numbers, or that combination of those numbers, 11 is illumination. That's inspiration from the divine, like you're seeing here, right? And 10 is starting something new, with 0, the blessing of the divine. So I'm thinking that's what we've been seeing so far. Okay, so Beaver is saying, again, even though you've got these two aspects, you're very right brain, but you're also very left brain. And you still need to, and that's probably what's nagging you here. Your unconscious is saying, I've got to be responsible. I have to have to do the right thing, but oh no, no, I want to go off and bring this into the world. This is what I really want to do. This is my next creation, I'm going to give birth to this, right? But they're saying, even though it might not be a normal 9 to 5 job you're thinking about, you have to lay a solid foundation. So you have to take the time, be patient, and take, every one of your twigs, right? Every branch, every leaf, and slowly build, kind of like a weaving, the foundation for whatever this is. It might still be just a small idea right now, but they're saying that it can last a very long time as long as you take the time step by step to build it properly, just like you did in your first career. And then the mouse spirit is telling us, tend to the small things. Yes, yes. Every twig, every branch, every leaf, so to speak. This is very important. The mouse, and it's funny because mice are also very wary animals, right? Of course, rodents, they're at the bottom of the food chain. And when, especially like if this was a house cat, that, they have to always be on alert. So you do have that energy of somebody who is very, I think I saw the word here a minute ago. You're very responsible. You're a very responsible person. So maybe going off on this inspiration that you have, you're finding that unnerving. But it's saying as long as you, and the number 4 is hard work and perseverance, that as long as you make sure you build that solid foundation, you're going to be fine. Okay, so then the pig was next. I'll read them in order and then we'll see about the layout, what they were trying to say with the layout. Okay, so pigs are extremely intelligent creatures. I don't know if you've ever spent time around pigs. They're actually one of my favorite animals. And it's saying use your mind wisely. So this pig isn't just intellectual. You see, he's flying. He's like the butterfly. That's why they wanted him placed here. Look. So he's like this butterfly. And it's saying that think clearly. Think logically, because you're right. The reason that you're wary is because you're intelligent enough to know that yes, you want to follow your heart, but it takes more than that, than just flitting off and following your heart to make something long-lasting, stable enough to stand the test of time. And the lion spirit, be generous, so lion-hearted. So the king. Actually, when I think of, of course, I saw lions in Africa as well. But when I see both of these animals, I also think this is so majestic. So be generous of spirit with the elephant. Divine feminine. So I'm thinking this has to do with the heart of the lion. And the heart of the lion is talking about, and the divine feminine is talking about whatever it is that you want to do is inspired from your heart, but also is going to inspire a lot of people. And they're trying to tell you that you might not be aware of how much you already inspire others. You might be just a hardworking, kind of loner or self-reflective, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. You tend to be more quiet. Like even the monkey is quiet. all of these animals that are usually quite busy, they're quiet. So you might be a very contemplative person, but even in your quiet strength, you are awe. Like I was saying before, you have this majesty about you, and you're very awe-inspiring. You're a natural born leader. And if you create this, if you create the project, if you take the time to do it right, you will inspire a lot of people, which, wow, that's a great blessing. We need wonderful people like you. So, please consider what Spirit is trying to say here. So, Spider Spirit, make your dreams come true. And yes, it must sound like I just sit around watching animals all the time. But I must say, when an animal catches my attention, like the chipmunk did this morning, so it was so funny that I saw that chipmunk this morning while I was making coffee at 4:30 in the morning, and he came in the reading. But anyway, I love to watch spiders, and I don't know if you've ever noticed how precise. I mean, every time I see them make a web in the morning, right? You'll go to bed and you'll see them in the window and they'll start their web. And then you come in the morning. It is literally a masterpiece. I just, if you don't believe in the divine at all, if you see one of their creations, you have to believe. I mean, how this little creature is able to make such a mathematically precise, and not just mathematically precise, but harmonic and beautiful piece of work is beyond me. But I think what they're talking about is weaving. We're right back here with our beaver weaver. Beaver. We've got the beaver and the weaver. So, and again, they're talking about that precision which you have. But you're so afraid that if you're going to go off on this more spiritual journey, that it's not going to be precise. And I can tell you, working with Spirit, you have to be very precise too. So otherwise you won't manifest anything. Okay, so we go, and so they'll start summing up now. So the Empress is usually in most decks, she's pregnant, which harkens right back to the energy we're seeing right above, right? So when you build this, you're basically it's going to be bountiful for you in so many ways. I mean, you are literally, they say, what is that? Oh, and she's also got the pink. Well, and they told me, I even asked them what I should wear for the readings, because I know you don't really see a lot of me in the card readings, so you can see the cards, because I'm not really important visually in this type of video. But I always ask them what to wear. So it's interesting. You'll see that also usually ties into it's very strange, but I don't know. They're into that kind of stuff. But that's how they communicate. So what was I saying? So what do they say? If you love what you do, you're never going to work another day in your life. And that's basically, you're going to be so blessed and so lucky when you finally take the first step. It all starts with one step, one branch, one weave of a web. And Spirit is going to be here to guide you. I mean, this is why they're doing the reading. They want you to know they're here, and they want you to take that first step. It might not happen overnight, but they want you to take the first step. So, Four of Pentacles. Now, in most tarot decks, the classic tarot, Four of Pentacles is a miser who is clutching on to, their wealth, their material self. But in the spiritual plane, the spiritual law of abundance is about flow. Everything in the spiritual world has to do with the flow of energy. So you see how this pentacle is literally, well, it's kind of like a halo. Look at that. So it's flowing, like her hair is flowing, and she's standing on it. So this is showing that even though you've already, squirreled away a lot of abundance in your life, it's showing you that this endeavor, this long and lasting endeavor, when you build it the way you built whatever you did before this, is going to give you is going to continue to give you that financial stability, but so much so that you will be able to let your affluence and your abundance in your life, all different types of abundance, flow out into the world, to help others, which is probably why I would imagine you'd want to start a business like this. And then we see the Seven of Wands. Now, usually the Seven of Wands is fighting off, he's having conflict and winning. He's on the high road. And usually they're pointed at us. So I'm wondering why this card is turned the other way. And I think when I look at the colors, it matches with the squirrel. So it's telling you that once you take this first step, right, you start weaving this magnificent creation that you have on your mind, that all of the hard work, you've been working so hard, that is going to go away. That overworking, the overstressing, the overthinking, and it's going to go straight into this energy. In the universe, yes, you're on a path. And the universe, I don't know, we have a lot of planets and stars here. So this can be inspiration, direct inspiration. So intuition, clairsentience, clairvoyance, all that kind of stuff. But it could also be looking at what's on this card, getting direction through astrology as well. But make sure you listen to a good astrologer, because otherwise you'll get the wrong information. But the universe is also in general telling, I was just saying that, right? That the universe has got your back. I mean, they're there, they're watching, and they want this to come into fruition, because whatever it is that you are planning is something that's going to last. So it means that it's something that the masses need, right? And here's the affluence. Look at this, the affluence of the squirrel. It's so funny how they line things up. Okay, so the affluence, I choose to be debt-free and to live an affluent and healthy life. Well, yes, okay. So, of course, it looks like you've always had that in mind with whatever you've done thus far. And they're telling you that's going to continue. So don't worry about that. But this is going to be a much healthier lifestyle for you, because you're not going to have the stress that you've had up until now. And motivation, well, nothing comes, there's no way you'll be able to build this without motivation. Like I said, working with spirit is just like having a regular 9-to-5 job or any job. I am motivated, and motivated people help me to improve my finances. So yes, so as you start this process, they're just harking it back, because this is what you are obviously concerned about. And they're letting you know, as long as you stay motivated, as long as you have that desire, and it's a powerful desire, which it seems that you do, right? Because you're attracting this reading because of what's been in your heart or on your mind. It's emanating out of you. So yeah, you've been calling it. I mean, you can see it here. He has a horn. You've been calling the universe to help you manifest this, and they're telling you, we're here, but be patient again. Where do we have to, poor beaver, right? You still have things to do, right? In the spiritual world. I am patient, persistent, and disciplined, disciplined, which we already know you are. They're just summing this up, and then trust. Oh, so I see what they're saying. So you have to be who you've always been, but you have to stop worrying. You have to stop worrying. This is what this, brain. It's hard to try to communicate on two dimensions at the same time. So this crystal that I was talking about earlier, this helps you get rid of any kind of, and that's another reason it's up at the top of the chart, any kind of negative thought patterns. So they're telling you that the black tourmaline, I'm sorry. Okay. They're telling you that you need to trust completely in this process. And I, obviously starting this channel, I had, that was a step I had to take in my life, which I took a couple of years ago. It's a scary step, But if you're at that point, I tell you that you should do it, because really, this is my life. This is my life. I mean, I'm not saying there's not moments that are in our dissident, not moments that aren't harmonic. I mean, that's just life. But overall, this is the energy. And so I would tell you to trust. I set my intention and trust in my abilities to improve my circumstance. That's right. That's right. I mean, they couldn't be clearer. So you want to improve your circumstances. Something going on here has, they were talking about your health a minute ago. It has been affecting your health. And so you need to transform. And you know it. You know it. You already know this. But, we live in a material world. And of course you're going to be worried. He's worried, right? Anyone who is worried in the world about finances, until you get to this point where you completely trust in the universe. And so their last three cards, pink granite. Now this has to do with, there has to be a death before a birth. So this goes back to, and it's interesting, it's black and it's pink, right? So you have to have a death of this, even maybe it's coming, maybe you're not conscious of it, but this nagging, I've got to be responsible. I can't do that. I can't be. What I'm going to do is spiritual. I'm going to do a spirit. What am I thinking? Am I crazy? I'm going to lose my security. They're saying that has to be killed off, and then you can birth. You can take your first steps, right? And then the black tourmaline, this crystal, I love this so much. I love spirit. If this is the job you want to do, trust me. Even if you have to stay working at your other job for a while, it will bring so much light into your life. So, okay, so black tourmaline, this is talking about, you're going to have to consolidate and be practical during this process. Let me just lay all these out. Can you see them? Can you see them? Yes, I think you can. And yes, and rid yourself, right? And maybe they might even, look how it's pointing straight up. They might even be telling you that if you, work with crystals, to go ahead, if you have black tourmaline, to keep that with you. You can keep it in your body, on your body, if you want to keep it with you at work. Maybe it's something good for you at work. It might help your stress or your health or something like that while you're going through this process. And Mukite, again, and you see the egg. Mukite is a feminine, divine feminine energy. It helps balance the inner and the inner world with the outer worlds, right? Which we're also seeing here. And, the egg is showing the birth again. So, I can't imagine, honestly, I don't know how spirit does this. It is complete. I'm sure there's some sort of quantum mechanics behind it, which is way out of my league. I'll leave that to my son. But the message is very clear and very concise. So I wish you all the best. And, remember, if you're on this path, this is something you already know. There is nothing to fear in this world except for fear itself. Fear paralyzes us. It paralyzes us. And when we're paralyzed, look, he's gripping his chest or her chest. When we're paralyzed, we can't transform. We can't get to where we need to be in this life to be happy and healthy and harmonic in all aspects. So many of us are working on this level, on a lower level. You see how it came down in the reading when they had me place this card. And it has its effects on us. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to color it with all my thoughts. So I want to say thank you so much to Spirit for always caring so much about us and always being there to help us. guide us to our dreams. And yes, this was it, right? Dreams. Make your dreams real. So, and thank you so much for the viewers for coming. And whenever you need some guidance, you feel you need that, you know where to find us. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.